The road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup has been paved with surprises, twists and turns, and for Indian football fans, the journey has been nothing short of a rollercoaster ride filled with highs and lows. India, often referred to as a sleeping giant in the world of football, dared to dream of a place on the biggest stage, the World Cup. Qatar, the reigning Asian champions and a formidable opponent, stood in their way, presenting a significant challenge. India's qualifying campaign had been a mix of spirited performances and narrow misses, showcasing their potential and determination. Victories against smaller nations were celebrated with gusto and enthusiasm, bringing hope to the fans. While hard-fought draws against regional rivals fueled belief and strengthened the team's resolve. The team, a blend of seasoned veterans and promising youngsters, had captured the imagination of a nation starved of footballing success, igniting a new wave of passion. Qatar, on the other hand, had endured a surprisingly shaky campaign, struggling to maintain their previous form. Their aura of invincibility, earned after their triumph at the 2019 AFC Asian Cup, had diminished, leaving fans and analysts puzzled. Draws against teams they would have expected to beat raised questions about their form and temperament, casting doubt on their ability to dominate. The stage was set for a tense encounter in Kolkata, a city known for its fervent football culture and passionate supporters, ready to witness history in the making. The atmosphere at the Salt Lake Stadium was electric, a sea of faces painted in the national colors, waving flags, and holding their breath in unison. The roar of the crowd, a cacophony of chants, drums and whistles, was deafening, creating a symphony of support that reverberated through the stands. The air crackled with anticipation, every fan on the edge of their seat, eyes glued to the pitch, hearts pounding in collective rhythm. This was not just a football match. It was a moment etched in the history of a nation yearning for sporting glory, a chance to prove themselves on the world stage. India started brightly, their young attackers harrying the Qatari defense with relentless energy, pressing high and forcing errors. The midfield, anchored by experienced campaigners, dictated the tempo, spreading the ball wide and looking to exploit the flanks, orchestrating play with precision. The crowd roared its approval with every crunching tackle, every surging run, every deft pass, their voices rising in a crescendo of hope and excitement. Qatar, though, were a team of considerable quality, their players seasoned and skilled. Their technical superiority was evident in their crisp passing and intelligent movement, each player knowing exactly where to be. They weathered the early Indian storm and gradually began to assert their authority on the game, their confidence growing with each passing minute. Their attacks became more frequent, their passing more incisive, their threat more potent, as they looked to break down the Indian defense and seize control of the match. The first half ended goalless, but the game had crackled with intensity. Both teams were relentless, each side creating chances but failing to convert. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, anticipating a breakthrough. The second half began in much the same vein, both teams pressing for the opening goal that would swing the momentum decisively in their favor. The tension was palpable, with every pass, tackle and shot scrutinized by the fans and commentators alike. Then, in the 68th minute, came the moment of controversy that would plunge Indian football into despair. It was a turning point that no one saw coming, a moment that would be talked about for years. A Qatari attacker, chasing a long ball into the Indian penalty area, went down under a challenge from the Indian defender. The fall seemed dramatic, almost theatrical, as if he had been shot out of a cannon. The referee, positioned some distance away, blew his whistle and pointed to the spot. Penalty to Qatar. The decision was met with immediate disbelief and outrage from the Indian side. Replays, however, told a different story. The slow-motion footage revealed the truth, showing the incident from multiple angles. The Qatari attacker had clearly dived, there had been minimal contact, and the penalty decision was a travesty. It was a blatant act of gamesmanship that had fooled the referee. The Indian players were incensed. Their faces were a mix of shock, anger, and disbelief. They surrounded the referee, protesting vehemently, but their appeals fell on deaf ears. The referee stood firm, unmoved by the passionate pleas. The Qatari penalty taker stepped up and calmly slotted the ball past the despairing dive of the Indian goalkeeper. The stadium erupted, but it was a cheer tinged with controversy. 1-0 to Qatar, a goal that felt deeply unjust. The Indian team was left to rue what could have been, their hopes dashed by a moment of deception.